I'm Michael Knowles with Keller Williams Realty, and I want to discuss the basics of how I can help you find and buy your next home. Today is an overview. I'll break down the steps in future videos. If you're going to need a loan, then it's best to get your pre-approval first so you know how much you're qualified for and are ready to make an offer when we find the right house. Next, we'll discuss your criteria: budget, what part of town, number of bedrooms and baths, pool or no pool. I'll use these details to create a customized search just for you, and we'll head out to view the specific houses that meet your needs. Once we locate a great house, I'll pull the comparables, recent sales close to the subject property, to determine what a fair offer would be. Then we write and submit an offer and negotiate with the sellers through their agent. When we reach agreement and have an executed contract, we are in the option period, usually 10 to 15 days, in which we do our inspections and negotiate any repairs. Then you can start to schedule movers and utilities while your lender and the title company take care of preparations. These include processing the loan, ordering the survey, making sure we have clean title, and the final loan approval. Closing usually happens 30 to 45 days after the contract was originally executed. You'll need to wire your closing funds a couple days prior to closing or bring a cashier's check. You'll also need your unexpired driver's license to close. I hope this has shed a little light on the home buying process. Look for future videos that go into more detail of these steps, and please don't hesitate to let me know of any questions. As always, I'll be honored to help anyone you care about with any real estate needs. Thanks. Hello, Michael Knowles with Keller Williams Memorial here to talk about the importance of getting your loan pre-approval prior to starting your house hunting. I hope you viewed my previous video discussing an overview of the home buying process. It's vitally important to get a pre-approval letter before we head out to look at homes for two main reasons. First, the homes in the best condition and priced right will go quickly, no matter if it's a buyer's or seller's market. Second, this is the best way to verify your budget and get an understanding of your monthly payment. You really want a lender that does the loan process like origination and underwriting in-house. It's very important that the lender is going to be able to get to the closing table without delays. Big banks, mortgage brokers, mortgage lenders, what's the difference? Big banks have trouble getting to the closing table consistently for two main reasons. First, mortgages are a small percentage of the business, so it's not their priority or their expertise. Second, the personnel involved in processing your loan are spread across the country, and all too often the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, which results in confusion and delays. A mortgage broker, a lot less common these days, is an independent party that shops your application around to find the best rate. The downside to this approach is there are usually higher fees, and the mortgage broker has very little control over the transaction. Mortgage lenders who specialize in mortgages have become more common in the past couple decades, are usually the best place to start. It's not unusual to talk to 2 or 3 lenders to compare rates and fees. It's a good idea to obtain a good faith estimate from each one so you can compare apples to apples. The lender is going to want to discuss your annual income and debts to determine your maximum loan approval. Remember, you may qualify for more than you want to spend. It's smart to have a firm idea of your budget when deciding how much to spend on a home. Once you have your pre-approval letter, we're prepared to look at homes and we'll be ready to make an offer when we find the right home. There are a lot of details in this process. Feel free to contact me to discuss them further. As always, I'll be honored to help anyone you care about with any real estate needs. Thanks. Hello, Michael Knowles with Keller Williams, and I hope you're finding these videos about the home buying process helpful. Today I'd like to discuss the house hunt, getting out and finding your home. What are the criteria we will use to build your search? By now you should have your pre-approval letter and a pretty clear idea of how much you're comfortable spending. So we'll pick a range based on your budget. Location. Consider the distance to your work, school, family, places of worship, and other locations you frequent. Then we'll list specifics like 1 or 2 story, number of bedrooms and baths, master up or down, also garage, attached or detached, pool, big or small yard. What age of home are you comfortable with? This can be influenced by location and budget greatly. What condition are you looking for? Fixer-uppers can be an opportunity to create equity quickly, but there's an appeal to a move-in ready home that has already been updated. Over the years, I've developed what I call the 70-30 rule for buyers. 70% of buyers' decisions should be based on how the home serves them and their family. The other 30% of the decision should be made with an eye to resale. Does the house back up to railroad tracks or commercial businesses? Is it on a major street or close to high voltage power lines? We'll watch for these conditions. Even if they don't bother you, they will make it harder to sell in the future. Once we've established the criteria, I'll set up a custom search that both you and I can see. Your personalized web search will be updated whenever houses that meet our specific details come on the market. You can mark them as favorite, possibility, or not interested. Any house you mark as a favorite will add to the list to view. I like to show multiple houses so you can really get a chance to compare. In my next video, we'll discuss how we make an offer once we find your home. As always, let me know of any questions. I'll be honored to help anyone you care about with any real estate needs. Thanks. Hello, Michael Knowles with Keller Williams Memorial. In my last video, we found your house. Now, how do we secure it before anyone else? We need to move quickly and submit an offer along with the pre-approval letter you previously obtained. How do we know what a fair offer is on the property? I'll study the comps, recent sales in the same neighborhood of homes that are similar to the subject property. There are some other terms of the contract to understand. Earnest money is approximately 1% of the sales price, and it shows the buyer's good faith to the sellers. The check is written to the title company, who holds it in escrow. These funds are credited to the buyer at the time of closing. The option period and option fee. The buyer pays an option fee of a couple $100 that buys the right to the option period. The option period is usually 10 to 15 days and used to conduct inspections and other due diligence. We want to schedule the inspection quickly so we have time to negotiate any needed repairs before the option period expires. The contract also sets the closing date as well as the number of days for final loan approval and who pays for a new survey if the existing one is not approved by the title company or lender. Once we're through the option period, the title company and your lender get busy with the details to ensure closing happens on time. Join me in my next video when we will discuss the closing. As always, let me know of any questions, and remember, I'll be honored to help you and anyone you care about with any real estate needs. Thanks. Hello, Michael Knowles with Keller Williams Memorial once again. You've made it to the final video in this series, and we've all worked hard to get here. The closing! I'd like to discuss what you need to do to be prepared and what to expect when we close on your new home. Your lender and the title company have completed preparations, and you and your spouse, if you're married, will need to bring your unexpired driver's license. A couple days before closing, remember to make arrangements for your utilities to be activated as of the closing date. Usually, 3 days prior to closing, your lender will have provided the closing disclosure, which has your total cash to bring to closing, your down payment plus closing costs. The title company will not accept a personal check, so you'll need to get a cashier's check or have the funds wired. Please note, wire fraud has become a problem recently, so you want to be very careful to follow the instructions the title company gives you and your lender if you choose to wire the funds. A smooth closing should only take an hour to an hour and a half. Once all the parties have signed all the documents, the title company has to confirm all the money is there, your cash to close, as well as the funds from the lender. Then we'll wait for the lender to give the title company funding approval before you get the keys to your new home. It's been an honor to guide you from the start of the home buying process all the way to becoming a homeowner in this video series. I hope you found it helpful. I'm eager to discuss your situation personally. Please feel free to reach out to me. As always, I'll be honored to help you or anyone you care about with any real estate needs. Thanks.